Hello, classmates and professor. This is practice speech number 2, Hand Gestures and Their Meaning by Kroft. Do you ever notice how people might flail their hands while talking to you, or maybe they're got their hands in their pocket and they're just, hiding their hands? This kind of says more about the person and their emotional state. So what we're going to do is talk about nonverbal communication. It's what people don't say that they say with their body. And so the verbal communication is what they're saying. Nonverbal communication is their body language. And that's what we're going to get into. I'm going to tell you more about what nonverbal communication is, and what we'll cover specifically is hand gestures and the common hand gestures with body language and nonverbal communication. So the first one from ToKnowMyself.com is the fist. Now the fist, if you can imagine the Olympian who won the Olympics and had his head down and his fist up, can show solidarity. It can show anger. You can imagine the Fighting Irish with his fists up, the logo of the Fighting Irish. He's got his fists up ready to fight. It shows passion or toughness. And when people speak with the fist, it has power to it. The second one would be the palm up. You can think of maybe Vanna White from the Wheel of Fortune. Vanna White, she would do the numbers and have her palms up, or a waitress who was showing you a menu, or somebody who's trying to persuade you to do something. The palm up is said to be more honest and passive. People are more receptive to the palm up at a 45-degree angle in front of you. And the next one we're going to get into is another one from somebody named Pease, who discussed the last one in 2013 TEDx. And he talks about the hands up, and now this is the hands down. He says the hands down is 4 times more powerful than the hands up, the palms up. This reason being is that it's more of a commanding you over there type of gesture. He said it is one of the reasons Hitler had employed it as a salute, because the power that it employs is 4 times more powerful than hands up. And the next one Pease also mentioned was the pointing finger. Now the pointing finger is more accusatory. It's more like the parental telling you, you shouldn't do that. It's the wagging of the finger. So this and the last hand gestures could create more contempt or resentment, and people might resist what you're trying to tell them unless you have that authority and power over them to enforce those hand gestures. The next one is the hand over the chest or over the neck. This was described by Navarro in his book from 2008 called What Everybody Is Saying. It describes it's a subconscious movement of protection. So somebody might say something to you. Imagine a grieving mother who just heard something about their son. Their first thing will be to cover their heart, their chest, or their neck. This is a subconscious protection defense mechanism that your body is displaying due to your emotional state. He also describes it as saying, not dealing with hands, but with feet. If somebody's talking to you and they're facing you, but their feet are pointed in an opposite direction, they're not fully involved in the conversation, which means the same with hands. So depending on what the hands are doing, you can tell a lot about what a person is doing. So what I've shared with you is both what Navarro and Pence says about hand gestures and how they display subconscious movements and details about the person. So they might be saying one thing, but they might be feeling a different thing, and being able to understand this in somebody else and your own actions can enhance the message that you were trying to say, or decode a message somebody else is saying, but not really saying. I would like to thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a great night.